Randeep Surjewala versus Ravi Shankar Prasad, KTS Tulsi, senior advocate, member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha, and he has represented Robert Vadra legally in the past, so he's relevant to the debate. Hartosh Singh Bal, political editor of Caravan Magazine, and Arati Jerath, senior journalist. My first question is to Ravi Shankar Prasad. It's nice to see you, Mr. Prasad, this Sunday evening on the Newshour. You're very enthusiastic in that press conference today, but why did you destroy your own development agenda? What is the issue for the BJP, development or Damaad?
Arnab, first of all, let me make it very clear to you that our whole campaign remains development-centric. Unemployment, price rise, the sense of insecurity in India, and yes, it's stinking corruption. And the reason as to why we have talked about today, which we have been saying also earlier inside the parliament and outside, there is a textbook case of corruption, nothing against any particular individual, but only Mr. Robert Vadra gets support from two Congress state governments, enriches himself so enormously within a short span in complete violation of rules. I'll come to that later on. If he was such an outstanding businessman, why not do business in any non-Congress state governments? Why not? Because here was a case. The man was the measure of everything. He invests an amount of 7 crores out of investment of 1 lakh in his registration company. Thereafter, approval for commercial exploitation for a colony is given to him, LOI, in 18 days without any verification of his antecedents.
You discovered all of this after. You discovered all of this after Rahul Gandhi spoke about Adani. You keep discovering it before specific election. This is not new. Narendra Modi in September 2013 says A for Adarsh, B for Bofors, C for CWG, and D for Damaad ka karobar. Then you conveniently forget it. And you raise it only when the Adani issue comes up. So, what is this? Your political brahmastra? Something you will unleash when you are attacked? Something to be used conveniently when you want it to be used conveniently? My question is not answered, Mr. Prasad. Why are you, today, at this stage of the elections, you have discovered Damad Shree. Why didn't you discover him 2 months back, 3 months back, 4 months back?
We have been speaking for the last 2 years, Mr. Arnab Goswami. Allow me to reply, please. You have raised many questions.
Not with this
but
conviction.
We are only saying.
Not with the video.
Please. Don't question Ravi Shankar Prasad's conviction. You know my conviction. Please wait for my answer. My answer is very clear. I am seeking answer from Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, not Priyanka Vadra.
Why not Priyanka? Why not Priyanka?
2G. They have not spoken about Colgate.
Why not Priyanka?
Please listen to me. Just a minute. Because Vice President is Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the President is Sonia Gandhi, and Mr. Robert Vadra was enjoying their patronage.
You're avoiding a direct confrontation.
We're playing ball.
You're avoiding a direct confrontation.
All the rules and regulations.
Priyanka Gandhi is responding to you. You're avoiding a confrontation with Priyanka Gandhi deliberately because you don't want that comparison.
There is no question of any confrontation. The Congress leader is Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the Vice President.
You know what she called your party today? She called your party. She called your party a party of nervous rats. बौखलाए हुए चूहों के तरह भाग रहे हैं, she said.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, you know the stand of Ravi Shankar Prasad. I will never reply to those queries. She is the wife, no problem there. But the
me remind you, Arnab, we have done this debate on your channel and you know those facts. All these facts that the BJP spokesperson today lays out as a gospel truth have been tested by them in last 2.5 years in court of law, both in Allahabad High Court in a division bench, where their petition, which was filed in garb of a PIL, was rejected as having been filed with oblique political motive. Then they took the same battle
you
to
keep
Supreme
repeating.
Court
Does that substitute an inquiry?
And Supreme Court of India remarked, and I only want to quote.
Does that substitute an inquiry?
Permit me, as has been reported. Arnab, please give me 1 second only. What the Supreme Court said about the gentleman whom they made to file the petition. It says, why have you targeted only one person? Merely
That's
because
on the maintainability of the petition.
He
That's
cannot
not the
be
issue.
called a sinner. And Supreme Court goes on to advise the gentleman who filed this petition on behalf of Bharatiya Janata Party in garb of PIL to not resort to cheap tactics. So, unfortunately, their cheap tactics having been rejected
this is
both
all,
in Supreme Court and Allahabad High Court. Today, Bharatiya Janata Party and Mr. Modi and company are resorting to the same cheap tactics through the media platform today, leveling allegations which have been conclusively heard and rejected.
So you say, 1 second. So you say, therefore, basic point is, and Ravi Shankar Prasad has the right to respond. KTS Tulsi, I'm coming to you, Arati and Hartosh. Let's get both sides first. Get both sides to talk about this first. What the Congress representative is saying on the Sunday Newshour is that there is no need for any question. There is no need to ask whether the Haryana government was aware that Robert Vadra was selling land. There is no need to ask why the license to Skylight was renewed. There is no need to ask whether 600% profit was made. There is no need to ask how Robert Vadra's fixed assets and investment went from 7 crores to 60 crores in fiscal 2010. All these questions, therefore, Mr. Surjewala, you say are irrelevant. If you say,
I just want to add a line to all the questions.
Are they all irrelevant?
That you asked.
You say so. They are irrelevant.
Again, with a sense of responsibility, say that no law of any nature was ever violated. Land sealing laws and other laws, I do not know why the BJP spokesperson forgot to mention, do not allow to apply to companies. Rajasthan government in legislature has replied, and I have documents before me which I can show on News Hour today. They have themselves said that no law was violated. There is no wrongdoing. Only wrongdoing is that BJP is scurrying for cover because of the campaign and popularity.
Who says? Your government says.
Priyanka Gandhi Vadra.
Your state government says.
That Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi have placed in public realm, making it and exposing the institutional case of corruption by Shri Narendra Modi by selling 1,50,000 hectares of land from Rs. 1 to Rs. 16 per square meter in the state of Gujarat, exposing the crony.
Sir, I first of all, Mr. Surjewala, Mr. Surjewala, we are getting Mr. Surjewala, first let me be clear. The simple counter to the argument, and KTS Tulsi will also accept it. You keep arguing the courts have quashed the probe. You tell the viewers tonight that was a result of the merits of ML Sharma's petition rather than the merits of the charges. You understand that, sir? You are aware the Supreme Court rejected the petition because on the merits of the petition rather than the merits of the charges.
Let me correct you, Arnab Goswami ji.
Arnab,
we
can I come in here?
A fair comment from you. A 30-page judgment from a division bench of Allahabad High Court looked into every single allegation level. How are the allegations going to be examined? For 3 months, BJP has a government in Rajasthan. If there was such wrongdoing, why did they not examine it? Why did they say otherwise on the floor of the House? Why did their own revenue minister admit that no offence has been committed? Why has their collector given a certificate that there is no wrongdoing, no violation of land sealing law?
So I asked you at the start, are you going to respond with emotion or are you going to respond with facts? You responded with facts, but with a high degree of emotion. Ravi Shankar Prasad rebutting you. Mr. Tulsi, I'm coming back to you after that. Yes, Mr. Prasad.
Arnab, first of all, no one is scared of Srimati Priyanka Vadra. She's only campaigning in two constituencies.
Why do you keep talking,
The BJP
referring
is
to
very
her as
clear now,
Priyanka
please.
Vadra?
Or no, because Mr. He raised that issue. Allow me to reply,
No, but
please.
you were calling her
Please,
Priyanka
Arnab, I
Gandhi
beg
till
of
2
you.
weeks back.
Or no, if you don't allow me to, then I will walk out from this. It is very unfair.
No,
He
don't
keeps
walk
on
out. I'm
speaking,
just
you don't
making an
interrupt him.
observation.
You start interrupting. No, please, then allow. This is very unfair on your part. I'm very sorry. Please. Can I speak now?
Yeah, please speak.
My point is very simple. As a senior lawyer, let me tell that gentleman, when a PIL is dismissed on maintainability or otherwise, there is no bar to have any fair investigation. 20 PILs can be filed, Mr. Surjewala.
Yes.
And this was not a BJP PIL. Okay? One clarification. The second point, Arnab, you rightly flagged a lot of inconsistency, irregularities, which he has no response to. Talking of land ceiling, in Haryana, the outer limit is 54 acres. Mr. Robert Vadra has 147 acres. There was no return filed by him. Clear violation of Section 9 of the Act, for which he can be prosecuted. In case of Rajasthan, the outer limit is 175 acre of desert area. And there was a change made, rightly, under pressure by Ashok Gehlot government, that company can be exempted. But Mr. Surjewala, only those companies which get project-related exemption from the government. Mr. Vadra's company did not get any exemption at all. Therefore, he is in violation in Rajasthan, he is in violation in Haryana. The larger issue is, here is a man with no experience of real estate, gets the LOI in 18 days for colony expansion and development. Gets the approval in 20 days' time. All the rules are waived, no credentials are examined. It is a case of violation of Section 9 and 13 of Prevention of Corruption Act. There is misrepresentation in his case. The various penal code offences are invited. The larger issue is only this or no. We are only saying, why were the Chief Minister willing to bend all the rules and regulations?
Sir, why have you?
Land in Rajasthan,
Why have you released the documentary? Why have you released the documentary after 349 of 543 seats has gone to the polls? Why have you released the documentary after Priyanka Gandhi has become politically active? Why? What were you doing till then?
Yes, now
you admitted today.
About it from
you
day one.
admitted that
Mr.
you're
Modi has
responding
talked
because
about
you're
it.
nervous
I have
about
talked
Priyanka
about
Gandhi.
it, but today, nothing nervous. We are only saying, Srimati Sonia Gandhi and Shri Rahul Gandhi, please answer as to how this Robert Vadra model of development, when the country is suffering unemployment,
so what were you doing for the last?
How he rose
what
like
were
this?
you doing for the? What were you doing for the last few months? You were making the documentary.
No, Mr. Goswami, I think you have been covering Mr. Modi's speeches nearly all the life. I have been holding press conferences. I have been speaking in the country. Only thing is, today we completely concretized at one place, made a booklet and said, Rahul Gandhi, please respond. Shrimati Sonia Gandhi, please respond.
Oh,
as far as Rajasthan
why don't you respond?
Surely a proper inquiry is going on. Proper legal court shall be followed in accordance with law.
Okay, now let's get the others in. Let's get the others in. KTS Tulsi. KTS Tulsi.
That's the problem.
KTS Tulsi. KTS Tulsi, senior advocate, has represented Robert Vadra in the past.
Go to Mr. Tulsi.
1 second. Let me just go to Mr. Tulsi.
Before you go to Mr. Tulsi, I have 2 lines to add. Before you go to Mr. Tulsi, I just have 2 lines to add. As a junior lawyer who briefs senior lawyers, since senior lawyers rarely tend to read their briefs totally, I want to very humbly and respectfully point out to Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji that in Haryana, both as a lawyer as also the minister in charge, I piloted the bill, sir. The Land Ceiling Act is not applicable to corporates. So I think he should needs to check his facts all over again.
So you are justifying it. So you are now you are completely justifying it.
It is company specific.
No. If that is the case, no. Counter to you, Randeep. No, Mr. Surjewala. No, Mr. Surjewala.
The House, Mr. Arnab Goswami,
Mr. Surjewala
has admitted that there is no violation of land ceiling law.
Mr. Surjewala,
so I think we need to check our facts correctly before leveling preposterous allegations purely with a view to malign. Because I don't think so. By scurrying for cover, by leveling preposterous allegations.
What is not? These are all adjectives. These are all. Mr. Surjewala. These are all adjectives.
Any political capital.
These are all adjectives. All adjectives I'm telling you. Now let me tell you the question that you don't want to answer. I'll tell you the question you don't want to answer. The question you don't want to answer. The question you don't want to answer, Hartosh, the question they don't want to answer is whether the Congress-led Haryana government could permit the sale of land to Skylight, by Skylight to DLF at 600% profit within 3 months of getting the development license for the Shikopur land. That is the question which needs to be asked. But that is the question which even if asked, the Congress party does not answer. Hartosh.
Arnab, look, let's cut through all this legal facade or argument. The simple fact is that Mr. Surjewala, may I speak, please? Okay, I'll wait for you to interrupt me again. Yes. So the simple fact, Arnab, is very clear. Both in Haryana and Rajasthan, let's leave aside all these legalese. Would you and I, applying for similar benefits, or any ordinary citizen, be granted these privileges? And the clear answer is no. And that is what the public is reacting to. The Congress can go back and forth about all the legality they want. The simple fact is Robert Vadra has been given undue favors, exaggerated favors, with the compliance of the government, the involvement of the government, and that has benefited him enormously.
And Mr. Surjewala, you're a minister in that government.
That is crony capitalism.
You're a minister in that government. You're a minister. By the way, let's get Arati also. Arati, what's the real issue? One second, I'm coming to KTS Tulsi. Arati, what's the key issue?
I'm interrupting him. What he's saying is completely away from truth. No favor has been shown to any individual, including Mr. Robert Vadra. No,
that's a definition.
No
that means
favor, no violation of law. It has been tested more than once, right up to the Supreme Court of India.
Yes. So tell me. So my question. I'll test what you say with Mr. Tulsi. Mr. Tulsi, Hartosh says, you know what? A lot of favors were shown to Robert Vadra. Mr. Surjewala says absolutely wrong. I am asking you, leave all legality aside. Let's argue on the basis of sheer logic tonight. If a property is purchased on February 12th, any hypothetical year, Chief Minister's approval is sought on March 10th, it will be granted on March 31st, which means in 35 to 40 days, the entire state government system works at breakneck, meteoric speed never seen since Indian independence in one particular case. And we have no right to ask Mr. Tulsi whether that is appropriate pace or not. My question to you is, Mr. Tulsi, are you yourself convinced that there was no special favor that was given in this case?
Yeah, you know, whatever facts are available to me, and I can tell you that so far, you asked me a question that dismissal of the PIL has what impact?
No.
I want to say that it has impact on both maintainability as well as merits, because the court does look into the merits even while deciding on the maintainability. But I want to say that we are jumping to the conclusion that because the application, we presume, has been dealt with speedily, and therefore it's a favor. But I can tell you that because I have done lots of cases in the state of Haryana, that's the only state in which all these licenses are given and they are all put on the net. Every application, the day it's received, it's on the net. It is dealt with.
Sir, the question is of speed.
In the order in which they are received.
The question is of speed. The question is of speed. My question to you is on speed.
Please look at the record. I don't have the record.
So I can tell you the record.
I don't have the record.
But I have it with me.
But you look at the record. Before you make the charge.
I am not making a charge. I'm asking a question.
You must be able to say that they were.
I am asking a question.
You're making a charge that it was done out of turn.
No, sir.
If it was not done out of turn, we cannot fault with this.
Sir, I have simply two questions.
Out of turn or I don't have the
okay,
record.
Fine. Ravi Shankar Prasad is coming in. I have only two questions to aid the government work at breakneck speed.
It's a rash allegation.
Did Mr. Robert Vadra benefit financially from it? And was there a possibility that the breakneck speed of the government allowed Mr. Robert Vadra to make a lot of money, and hence a link will be drawn between the two? Why was the Congress-led Haryana government aware that Robert Vadra was selling land to DLF? If so, why did it renew the license to Skylight after 50 crores had been paid by DLF for the land?
No.
Was the Congress-led Haryana government aware that Mr. Vadra was selling his land to DLF when it renewed its license in 2011? Are these not relevant questions? Mr. Surjewala, I see your hand go up there. Arati, I want to bring you into the debate. Arati is coming in. One second, Arati.
No issues
Arati.
with that.
Arnab, can I just have a minute?
You know, Arnab, all these are very relevant. Yeah.
Arnab, if you will only hear the answer, the questions that you are
Sir,
putting to,
Mr. Surjewala, full response from you after Arati.
I can answer both your questions, no difficulty.
Yeah. Let me speak. No, Mr. Surjewala, look, Arnab, all the questions you've raised are very, very relevant. I mean, clearly there are lots of questions that need to be answered about Robert Vadra's land deals, how it happened and so on. My question really is to the BJP, that how come they're raising these questions after 5 phases of the elections are over?
That's a relevant question.
What were they doing for the first 5 phases?
Mr. Prasad is not answering that.
You know, and how come now, suddenly, between the 5th phase and the 6th phase, they prepared a video on Robert Vadra?
Why
They're
now?
targeting her, they're talking about RSVP model of development. Why now?
Why now?
What is the reason for this? Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, please enlighten us. Why
I have asked
after
him the
fifth
question
phase?
twice, and now it's the 3rd time you're being asked the question. How will you not answer the question tonight? Mr. Prasad, 3 times you're being asked that question.
Yes, I will immediately reply. Only one very small fact, Arnab, you mentioned about that. On 28/3/2008, the letter of intent was granted within 18 days without making any verification of financial capability and capacity of Mr. Robert Vadra's credentials to go for real estate development, who has no experience. Thereafter, he applies for real license on 18/11/2008. And less than a month, on 15/12/2008, the license is granted. And once the license is granted...
So, but why are you talking about it now? Why are you talking about it now, when 349 constituencies have gone to the polls? You're not answering the question. Why now?
Let me reply to Arti's query. Again, my question... Mr. Narendra Modi has been talking about it. The party has been talking about it.
No, but after Priyanka Gandhi...
So many...
After Priyanka Gandhi, head on.
Go through so many...
Where? The first 5 phases, there was no mention of the Vadra model of development.
Can I reply, Arati, please? Arati, can I reply? Mr. Narendra Modi has spoken about it. My leaders have spoken about it. I have spoken about it. Mr. Robert... Arati, please. Arati, will you please allow me to reply at least? Please.
She's on the timing.
Wait for your turn.
She's on the issue of timing.
We have been raising it everywhere. The only thing is, we have only raised a booklet and video today. But
why today? You were making it all this while?
Is very important.
Is it like your manifesto which
came late? They did not reply on 2G. They did not reply on Colgate. They did not reply on other series of from Railgate to all. This is only an additionality to demonstrate that leave aside
admit it, Mr. Prasad.
Country,
admit it.
Even the family was getting benefited because of
admit it. No, Mr. Prasad. Mr. Prasad, don't get me wrong. No, Mr. Prasad, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying tonight that what you've done is something wrong and immoral. Neither is Arati. All that we are asking you tonight, the 349 constituencies have gone to the elections. What were you waiting for?
Yes.
And 1 second, only 10 days back, Priyanka Gandhi trains her gun set you 10 days back and you pick up the Vadra issue. Rahul Gandhi picks up the Adani question 2 weeks back, you pick up the issue.
Is very much the issue in election
Robert
campaign.
Vadra is your answer to Adani. Robert Vadra is your counter threat to Adani.
Only thing is,
Robert Vadra is your counter threat to Adani.
Mr. Robert Vadra model of development as a Congress case of corruption is a part of our campaign.
Mr. Tulsi, yes. Randeep Surjewala, I'll come back to you. Mr. Tulsi, yes.
You see, at this stage, I can answer this question because Adani's land scam is of 1,64,000 crore. 1,64,000 crore. 3 crores 86 lakh square meters of land was given at 1 rupee. He passed on this land at the rate of 600 to 737 rupees. This was allotted to him in 2003-2004. There is no escape route for them.
So you have all the specifics on Adani.
That's why this video, which has not one single fact.
You have all the specifics on Adani,
there
but you will not talk specifics on Vadra.
Sir,
you have all the specifics.
Can I come here?
Okay, Ravi Shankar Prasad.
No, I'm talking about specific.
You're not talking about specifics on Vadra. You're not talking about
Ravi Shankar Prasad, yes.
Vadra, Mr. Tulsi is a good friend of mine.
Vadra
Mr.
is a
Tulsi
private
is a
land,
nominated member of
private
parliament.
citizen.
He cannot become a spokesperson of Congress party. I allowed him to speak on behalf of Mr. Vadra because he was a lawyer.
I'm not
Now he is
spokesperson.
speaking like a congressman. Mr. Tulsi, now being a member of parliament nominated, don't forfeit your special category. You are completely wrong. Mr. Adani was given land from 85 to 95 under Congress regime. Check your facts right. Do your homework,
2003
Mr.
to
Tulsi, like a good
2004.
lawyer you are. Therefore,
3 lakhs,
most of the
86
lands to Mr. Adani. And by the
3
way,
crore 86
Adani has been
lakh.
given land in Haryana.
I think what
He has been
Mr.
given land in
2003
Rajasthan.
and
He has been given land in
2004.
Maharashtra, in Congress government states. You are singling out Mr. Adani because
Sir, if
Mr.
you-
Rahul
Sir,
Gandhi and
this-
Sonia Gandhi
Sir, this
have no
debate-
response
86
to the
lakh.
large scale indiscretions,
No, I
corruption,
think
unemployment,
Arnab, Ravi
misrule
Shankar
of their
Prasad
government.
Sahab checked
Therefore,
his facts
this whole
again.
Adani issue.
No, one
that
second.
fact
It is
is been
Mr.
made.
Narendra
And Mr.
Modi,
Tulsi,
who
I hold you in
without
high respect.
going
You are a
through
nominated
any
member.
process of
Please
bidding,
learn to respect
without
the
laying down
institution you are holding
any
as a member of
policy,
parliament.
without
Don't
laying
become a
down
congressman
any
on public
idea,
television, which I am sorry to say you are becoming.
Lakhs of hectares of
I-
land, including to
As
a
I have
particular
to speak the
company.
truth.
One second,
from
Mr.
rupees 1 to
Surjewala.
rupees
Mr.
16
Surjewala,
per
Mr.
square
Tulsi is
meter.
defending himself
And
against
the
that
same
charge.
company, Arnab,
Mr.
in
Tulsi.
that toffee model that Mr. Narendra Modi runs in Gujarat, proceeded to allocate this land to public sector undertakings like Bharat Petroleum Corporation at 700 rupees. Mr. Narendra Modi proceeds to allocate 30,000 rupees square meter of land at 700 rupees a square meter to a builder in Ahmedabad when
Now the debate is on Robert Vadra.
And on what
I'm
basis?
willing to have a separate debate on
And on what basis?
Mr. Surjewala, you
Mr.
never raised any of these issues.
Mr. Surjewala,
Arnab,
no, one second.
Arnab, ask Mr. Surjewala, why
Mr.
didn't
Surjewala, a minute.
Congress raise all this earlier? Why was Congress silent?
Are galore. It is the toffee model of development, RCG,
No.
that Mr. Modi is scared of.
One second, okay,
You
fine,
were
Mr.
absolutely silent.
Mr.
What were you
Surjewala.
doing all these years? You were in government for 10 years.
No.
Why didn't you order inquiries? Why didn't you raise these
simple
issues
question
against
to Mr.
Narendra Modi?
Surjewala. Simple question to Mr. Surjewala tonight is this. If this is the toffee model, then tell me that when land use patterns are changed near Rashtrapati Bhavan despite Intelligence Bureau objections, what is that? The eclair model, the pastry model? When a meeting is held in which land use conversions are also allegedly changed in Haryana, near Gurgaon, which will open up prime land. You have seen these reports in newspapers, open up prime land to be used by developers. What is that, sir? The pastry model, the eclair model, or some other model? So the question here is this. My question is very, 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 very simple, sir. I can ask you this. Be specific tonight. When you raise questions, when Abhishek Manu Singhvi raises questions on the 24th of April, he says, did the Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam enter into power purchase agreements with Modi's favorite friend? He asks a specific question, he wants a specific reply. We ask you a specific question, you don't give a specific reply. When he says that you give lectures on good governance, but you don't answer a question on Purushottam Solanki or Babulal Bokharia, he is asking specific questions. You want specific replies. But when we ask you specific questions, you give a general reply saying, bring it on, we're not scared, you are rats. You see, a specific
I'm
reply.
giving a very specific reply.
Specific replies are now
I'm giving a
required,
very
Mr.
specific
Surjewala.
reply when, yes, Arnab, when we speak about Gujarat's toffee model, all that we pointed out was the 10,000 hectares of land that was given at 1 square meter to rupees 16 per square meter.
Should we get specific now?
By Shri Narendra Modi and not by earlier governments. I want to correct the facts of my learned senior colleague and spokesperson of BJP. And that same land was sold for 700 to 800 rupees a square meter to public sector undertaking. So 4,000 rupees a hectare was the price for which land was given. 30 lakh rupees a hectare was the price that land was sold. What a beautiful model of making money. 23,000 crore loss in a single deal. When Mr. Modi allocates land at 700
respond quickly, Mr. Prasad.
Land for which the collector rate is 30,000 rupees a square meter to his favorite land developer and converts the land use. One allocates government land to to convert land use, and when the Indian Air Force
And do you have a favorite? Does your party have a favorite land developer?
Quotes 20,000
I'm asking you. Does your party? What about charges, Mr. Surjewala? Let's talk straight tonight. What about charges tonight that your government has a favorite land developer as well?
Rupees or more in Gujarat that they have to answer.
So what about charges that your own government has a specific and favorite land developer? Do you have one?
As far as any specific charge that you make, as has been pointed out on this program itself, every single application that is made to Government of Haryana is put on the internet for everybody to see. Land use, change as far as that is concerned. Letter of intent to land use change is a long process.
Hartosh counters. Yeah, but that long process becomes a short process in certain cases.
BJP,
that long process is a very quick process in certain cases.
And final grant of license. Because it's only...
Sir, please stop, Mr. Surjewala. Mr. Surjewala, Hartosh is rebutting you. Welcome to the debate, DP Tripathi. Hartosh.
And consequently, it merges into a conversion into a license.
In both these cases, it is pretty clear undue advantages have been given to Robert Vadra and Adani. The interesting fact is, the two parties raising these charges against the other party have been silent while all this was going on. When they were aware of it,
completely
they were
silent,
unwilling to take action. And I may not be a great supporter of AAP, but the spirit of AAP has permeated this debate. None of these questions would have been raised without the presence of the Aam Aadmi Party in this whole election. This is exactly the point they had been making. This is what the last 5 years were about, which is why in terms of crony capitalism, both the Congress and Narendra Modi are vulnerable. And if we are seeing the BJP react today, it is not because they've suddenly discovered a fondness to attack crony capitalism. It is because whether they like it or not, Priyanka Gandhi is making them nervous.
Exactly. But you know, at the end of the day, Hartosh, Priyanka, it's all right. Yeah. But what is this debate about? You will lose so badly that you will, fall into a ditch for the next 125 years, says Modi. On the other hand, Priyanka Gandhi says, you are running around like a bunch of, helpless and nervous rats. I'm going to play that sound by DP Tripathi. Welcome to the debate of the NCP. Here's a 40-second.
Can I come in here?
I'm coming to you. Just hear Priyanka Gandhi, the person you don't want to take on, the person who makes you nervous. Hear Priyanka Gandhi's comment, Ravi Shankar Prasad, then I'm coming back to you. Yes.
बौखलाए हुए चूहों की तरह दौड़ रहे हैं। मुझे मालूम था कि चुनाव के 1-2 दिन पहले इनके झूठों का सिलसिला दोहराया जाएगा। इसमें कुछ नया नहीं है और इनको करने दीजिए। जितना करेंगे उतना, जितना करना चाहें करें। मैं इनसे नहीं डरती हूँ, मैं किसी से नहीं डरती हूँ और मैं इनकी विनाशक और नकारात्मक और शर्मनाक राजनीति के खिलाफ बोलती रहूंगी। मैं चुप नहीं होंगी और करें, मैं इंतजार कर रही हूं।
तो सवाल तो सीधा है, and I'm asking it in Hindi to DP Tripathi, who by the way spouts wonderful political poetry on many of our Newshour debates. अगर राजनीति नकारात्मक है, अगर बीजेपी की राजनीति विनाशक है, अगर बीजेपी की राजनीति शर्मनाक है, तो प्रियंका गांधी ने आज तक क्यों नहीं कहा? सिर्फ तभी कहा जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने रॉबर्ट वाड्रा के इशू को इतनी बड़ी तरह से उठाया. Why was Priyanka Gandhi quiet on such politics till now, Mr. DP Tripathi?
वो उर्दू के एक ही मिसरे में इसका जवाब दिया जा सकता है. चूंकि आपने हिंदी में सवाल पूछा है, तो मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि दर्द का हद से गुजरना है दवा हो जाना. जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने सारी गरिमा और मर्यादा को ताक पर रखकर इस तरह के व्यक्तिगत हमले करना शुरू किया, तो अंततः किसी की भी धैर्य वो एकदम टूटेगा और फिर वो उस पर अपनी बात कहने को मजबूर हो जाएगा. और प्रियंका गांधी वही कर रही हैं.
So she was forced कर रही हैं. She was forced to Ravi Shankar Prasad.
No, let me say something. Then Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, my distinguished colleague, distinguished friends will comment.
Can I add one more thing?
No, one sec. One at a time, please. One at a time. Okay, DP Tripathi can complete, then Ravi Shankar Prasad, then Mr. Surjewala.
See, I would only comment on this entire controversy on the basis of the arguments advanced by the BJP and its spokesman, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, and the Prime Minister candidate, Mr. Narendra Modi. They want that every citizen should be treated according to the principles of rule of law and justice. Second, all agencies, investigative agencies, economic and otherwise, should be autonomous and they should be free to investigate into any allegations against any individual. And third, if there is anything against Mr. Vadra, why a distinguished lawyer like Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad hasn't filed a case in any proper court in India? Why not?
Why not?
Instead of showing the videos, which is not proper, why don't you file a case in a court of law?
Sir, you are a politician, Mr. Prasad. You are a lawyer, Mr. Prasad. You're not a documentary filmmaker. That's a very relevant question that he's asking you.
I'm grateful, Arnab, I'm grateful if I can reply to it. There are a lot of inconsistencies and corruption in this whole transaction of Robert Vadra you have talked about, I have talked about. I know Srimati Priyanka Gandhi is rattled for personal reasons, and I don't wish to join issue with her at all. Therefore, today I have asked questions from Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, being the leaders of Congress, as to why they are not responding. They are maintaining a conspicuous silence. Don't forget one thing.
Yeah, but the person who's questioning you, calling you a party of scared rats, you're not even responding to her. What does it reflect? That you are scared of taking her on?
I'm ignoring it. You don't expect this kind of language from the granddaughter of Indira Gandhi, from the great-granddaughter of Jawaharlal Nehru, from the daughter of Rajiv Gandhi. Anything more? Sorry, I don't wish to join. This language is completely alien to me, and this is alien to
Okay, Mr. Tripathi is responding to you, Mr. Tripathi. Mr. Tripathi,
I want to say one sentence.
Mr. Tripathi is responding to you, Mr. Prasad.
One sentence to Mr. Ravi Shankar.
Yeah, please, Mr. Prasad, listen to him. Mr. Prasad, listen to him, please.
Listen,
very unfair.
One sentence, just one sentence, Mr. Prasad. Nothing more. I never interrupt anybody. One sentence. Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi is not a prime ministerial candidate. She is not in politics, as a matter of fact. Mr. Narendra Modi is prime ministerial candidate, and I am ashamed of the prime ministerial candidate of a party who is using this kind of a language. Jija ji, ma bete ki sarkar. What kind of a language you prime minister candidate is using?
Respond, Mr. Prasad.
Did Atal Bihari Vajpayee ever use this kind of a language?
Yes, my reply is very simple.
Decency and dignity.
Now, my reply is very simple. Mr. DP Tripathi needs to know that some fun, some humor, some young is a part of democratic lingo during election campaign. Not chuhe ki tarah. I am not going to be digressed. You talked about the FIR. Or no, just a minute. You talked about the FIR. A private person, Ravi Shankar Prasad, cannot file the FIR. The government under the law has to initiate the investigation. Under land sealing laws, under the Consolidation Act, under the Prevention of Corruption Act, it will be done. Rajasthan government is collecting all the data.
You're collecting the data.
By Mr. Robert Vadra.
You're collecting the data.
It will be done without vendetta, but a proper inquiry, criminal investigation shall be done. I want to
Sir, please, Mr. Prasad.
It is a textbook case of crony capitalism and corruption.
Mr. Prasad, listen to me.
High linkage of
Mr. Prasad, listen to me. I think there are a couple of things which need to be responded to now. And I'd like responses. Yes, Mr. Surjewala, I'll come to you. Pun, fun and vyang. This is an interesting line that has been used by Ravi Shankar Prasad in response to DP Tripathi saying, what kind of language does Narendra Modi use? Mr. Prasad says some amount of pun, fun and vyang is all right. Well, then so Priyanka Gandhi can say that I was also referring to your party as a party of nervous rats as part of pun, fun and vyang. Now, anyway, the question is on Rajasthan. I think you are wrong, Mr. Prasad, because the fact remains that there isn't any official investigation that is ongoing in relation to Robert Vadra's alleged land dealings in Rajasthan. The Rajasthan government in February this year clarified that the survey is being done by district collectors, which was being done independently and not under instructions from the state government. Why hasn't there been an official probe?
We don't want to show vendetta.
Oh.
Proper, fair investigation shall be done.
Oh, so you don't want to show vendetta? What you don't want to show?
And by the way, just for your viewers, I have filed a complaint along with 5 other members of parliament.
Your government is in power in Rajasthan.
It will be done.
Your government is in power in Rajasthan.
Without vendetta. Yes, you want to be hurried to show that Mr. Priyanka Gandhi and Mr. Surjewala said
no,
they are pursuing a vendetta politics?
I am saying...
No, a fair investigation shall be done.
Okay,
and those guilty shall be booked.
Okay, fun, Vyang, and also the response that I as a citizen cannot file a case. Mr. Surjewala, we have 4 minutes in the debate. Your response to Ravi Shankar Prasad.
से झुमका गिरा, इफ व्यंग की भाषा इस कि मुझे 10-12 थप्पड़ मारेंगे, क्या इस प्रकार की भाषा, अपमानजनक भाषा, जहरीली भाषा, सस्ती भाषा का इस्तेमाल जैसा नरेंद्र मोदी जी करते हैं, अगर ये व्यंग है तो इस देश को कृपया इस व्यंग से बचने की बहुत आवश्यकता है, क्योंकि मुझे नहीं लगता
जनाब सुरजेवाला साहब, मौत का सौदागर किसने कहा था? आपके नेता ने।
लगता है
कल किसने कहा जहरीले?
चेहरा चरित्र नए सिरे से
आपके नेता मैं किसके बारे में कह रहे हैं? नरेंद्र मोदी के खिलाफ आप लोग के मन में इतनी घबराहट है, लेकिन 16 का इंतजार करिए, जनता नरेंद्र मोदी को बनाएगी
लेवल ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्री
के बावजूद।
Even the third level of documentary,
देश में हवा चल रही है ना, आप 16 की प्रतीक्षा करिए।
Ravi Shankar Prasad, I at least did not think that he would be party to such a cheap level of documentary with such derogatory words, denigrating words being used for any individual, with fire being shown in the background, with coins being shown. What are you trying to prove? This is not the way that you can defame member of a family. If you have to defame, as was said by Mr. Tripathi,
but his corruption is acceptable.
You should have dared to. You should have had the
courage
of your conviction, sir, to file a petition and not get sponsored PILs filed, which then get rejected, and then you deny that you had no role to play.
Yes.
I have to say something.
Mr. Dipi Tripathi, yes.
Can we also participate in this debate?
One second, Mr. Tripathi. After Arati, please. Arati, yes.
No, I have to just say a very
Who,
simple
me
thing.
first? No, I just want to say 2 things. Only 2 things. One is...
Continue, Arati, continue.
Yeah, please.
Okay. One is that I detect a very distinct sense of nervousness in the BJP.
Nervousness?
You know, the BJP always had an inferiority complex about Indira Gandhi, and I think in Priyanka Gandhi, like other congressmen, in Priyanka Gandhi, they see shades of Indira Gandhi. And that's why they're using the kind of language they are. That's why they, attacking Robert Vadra the way they are. I mean, come on, Ravi Shankar Prasad, admit it. That Indira Gandhi was one politician. Indira Gandhi is one politician who always scared you, right from the 70s, from the emergency days. This is one politician you always feared.
You must admit
and
this.
I think you see...
We are not scared. And let Arati know I fought Indira Gandhi. I went to jail in the emergency and before that in JP movement. We differed with her.
But that does not answer our question.
Yes, we are a critic of
you are running away from
and then look at the way she turned the tables on you.
But Arati,
look at the way she turned the tables on you. Look at the way she turned the tables on you and made that stunning comeback in 1980. Your Janata Party lay in shambles. Your Janata Party was in shambles after that.
I expected from you to use this language.
You tried your best and you failed completely.
We are sure of people's support.
So you admit one thing, Mr. Prasad, that at least Priyanka Gandhi, you admit one thing or not? That of all the Congress leaders, Sonia Gandhi, Manmohan Singh, Rahul Gandhi, any senior Congress leader, There isn't one person, she may not be holding a position, but who on a daily basis, 3 or 4 times a day, directly over the last few days, takes you on with a cut and thrust of an argument that nobody, not even her brother Rahul Gandhi has, not Sonia Gandhi has.
Maybe
does that worry you?
She realized that the brother is a failure.
No, whatever reason, why don't you take her on?
Maybe she realized that the mother is not defending her husband.
Why does
I don't want to be personal, Arnab Goswami. But why is Rahul Gandhi not speaking in favor of... Please, Arnab Goswami, since you asked me, I am asking a question. Why is Rahul Gandhi not defending Robert Vadra? Why is Sonia Gandhi not defending Robert Vadra? Let me ask this question. Because they are not defending or they are not clicking in the country.
Now,
maybe Priyanka Gandhi has come.
1.5 minutes left, Mr. DP Tripathi.
Arnab, may I also ask ask Ravi Shankar Prasad ji a simple question? He was showing a cheap documentary, somebody in Bharatiya Janata Party in his presence, and we expected him to do better than that. What was the kind of phraseology that they were using? Desh ka Saudagar? Is that a right phraseology to use? You were using sarcastic language like Damad Shree, and unfortunately they made Ravi Shankar Prasad ji release that booklet based on complete inventors.
Why are you going after Mr. Prasad?
Is that the way we are going to run this country?
He's doing it as a party person.
We are going to run political discourse. They were saying, they were showing points and fire. Is that the way that you are going to run this discourse?
Of fun?
No, sir.
Mr. Surjewala.
Of time, Mr. Tripathi.
Yeah, very simply I have to tell Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad that I agree that fun and pun is necessary, but satire is always very dignified, humor is always very gentle. Therefore, I will only quote 2 lines from Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee's poem for Shri Narendra Modi and Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad and the BJP, the kind of language they are using. These 2 lines from Atalji's poem are, छोटे दिल से, छोटे मन से कोई बड़ा नहीं होता, छोटे मन से कोई बड़ा नहीं होता, टूटे मन से कोई खड़ा नहीं होता. These 2 lines are from Atal Bihari Vajpayee. I hope the BJP follows.
Okay, need to... No, out of time. Okay, Mr. Hartosh.
Half a second. DP Tripathi मेरे बड़े अच्छे दोस्त हैं, उनकी मैं बड़ी इज्जत करता हूं. काश इस कविता का आशय वो अपने नेता शरद पवार को समझा पाते, जैसी भाषा का
Oh, please, you may need NCP after 16. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Why are you offending them now? Hartosh just wants something to say. Hartosh, 10 seconds.
से आप कभी बड़े हो नहीं सकते, क्योंकि आप मन से और सोच से दोनों से छोटे हैं, दुर्भाग्य.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Prasad, Mr. TP Tripathi and Randeep Surjewala. Regardless of who wins and who loses, let me say you should start a poetry society in the next parliament. Start a poetry society, sit there, recite poems to each other, bring down your temper, and maybe you call Priyanka Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi also into the poetry society. Okay, 1 second. Hartosh is the last word. Hartosh.
Yeah. Arnab, while it is very unfortunate that Priyanka Gandhi is not reacting to the substance of the charges against Robert Vadra, but the invocation of a grandmother is very important here. She knows from the experience of her grandmother post the emergency that the politics, the theater of emotions can sometimes be very effective.
Yes.
That is what she's using.
She's using it well. She's using it well. Her political instinct is clear. Her aggression is absolutely clear. And let's see if Narendra Modi responds to it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm completely out of time. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.
On behalf of Priyanka Gandhi, today with your permission.
Okay.
हम तो दरिया हैं, हमें अपना हुनर मालूम है, जिस तरफ भी चल चलेंगे रास्ता बन जाएगा.
ये तो संडे शायरी हो गई. ये संडे न्यूज़ार एक संडे शायरी की सेशन हो गई. सुरजेवाला जी धन्यवाद. अब हमें भी अगली बार कोई पोएम रिसाइट पढ़ के आना पड़ेगा. थैंक यू वेरी मच.